Good day, everyone. Today, we will discuss the principles and strategies of teaching and designing EIP for gifted and talented learners. With the objectives, identify the different principles and strategies in teaching gifted and talented learners. Next, differentiate three grouping options provided to the learners. And the Department of Education has organized the urgency to address this problem and therefore guarantees the right for these children to receive an appropriate education within the regular or inclusive classroom setting. Inclusive education embraces the philosophy of accepting all children, regardless of their race, size, shape, color, ability, or disability, with support system from school staff, students, parents, and the community. A comprehensive inclusive program for children with special need has the following components. First is the child find. This is locating where these children are through the family mapping survey, advocacy campaigns, and networking with local health workers. The children with special needs who are not in school shall be listed using the inclusion number 1. These children shall be visited by special education or SPED teachers, and parents should be convinced to enroll their children in SPED centers or schools nearest their home. From the word itself, child find, where it is about finding or taking a survey to locate every children with disabilities and encourage their parents to enroll their children. This competency will be a key to help and start addressing these children with special need. This is the foundation of the components. Next is assessment. This is a continuous process of identifying the strengths and weaknesses of the child through the use of the formal and informal tools for the program options, grade placement. Existing SPED centers in the division shall assist regular schools in assessment process. So meaning, assessment will be done to assess the learner's capabilities. With this assessment, we teachers can have enough strategies and time to teach them. And it can be an endeavor in guiding these children with special needs. Program options. Regular school with or without trained SPED teachers shall be provided educational services to children with special needs. This school shall access educational services from SPED centers or SPED trained teachers. The first program options that shall be organized for these children is a self-contained class or children with similar disabilities which can be monograde or multigrade handled by the trained SPED teachers. The second option is inclusion or placement of the child with disabilities in general education or regular class, where he or she learns with his or her peers under a regular teacher and SPED trained teacher who addresses their needs. The third option is the resource room program, where the child with disabilities shall be pulled out from the general education or regular class and shall be reported to SPED teachers who provide a smaller group or one-on-one instruction and or appropriate interventions for these children. This program will be favorable to the children with special need to be more flexible. First, program means that as a classroom should share similar academic requirements. Next is the inclusion, where means a model wherein a students will spend most of their time with non-special needs. Last is the resource room, which means a separate or a remedial class for students with special needs. Third one is the curriculum modification. This shall be implemented in the forms of adaptation and accommodation to foster optimum learning based on individuals' needs and potential. Modification in classroom instructions and activities is a process that will involve new way of thinking and developing teaching and learning practices. It also involves changes in any of the steps in the teaching learning process. Curriculum modification shall include service delivery options like cooperative or theme teaching, consulting teacher program, and others. The provision of support services from professionals, specialists, parents, volunteers, and peers or bodies to the children with special needs is an important feature in the inclusion program. Next is parental involvement. This plays a vital role in preparing the children in academic, moral, and spiritual development. Parents shall involve themselves in observing children's performance, volunteering to work in the classroom as a teacher aide, and providing support of other parents. Parental involvement is an essential for students, develops and offers many benefits. It also helps improve students' behavior in the classroom. Having parents and teachers communicate more helps students feel more motivated in their classes. Their self-esteem and attitudes in class improve. Program options according to David Grimm and Schigel involves first, a teacher provides additional instructional materials to those who finish the lesson early. This can help the child develop more and learn easily the lessons. By this, teacher can use variety of tools to foster learning. Next is the enriching the curriculum by the teacher supplying extra time for bright students to work at resources centers and interest-based projects. This means that enrichment curricula exists to help classroom teachers working with the gifted students and save teachers the time and work of creating enrichment. Number three, part-time acceleration to a higher grade for one or two subjects. Meaning, acceleration is an intervention that moves students through an educational program at more rapid rate than their age mates. The goal of acceleration is to tailor the level of and complexity of curriculum to the ability and academic readiness of individuals' children. Next is full-time acceleration of grade skipping. Meaning, full grade acceleration is an intervention in which students finish the K-12 program at least 1 year early, usually due to early entrance to kindergarten, grade skipping, or early graduation from high school. Number 7, pull-out program. A pull-out program is the one in which a gifted child is taken out of their regular class for 1 or more hours a week and provide enrichment activities and instructions among the other gifted students. Number 8, conducting part-time and special gifted classes. It is about accommodating and teaching them some part of their time to teach and learn. Number 9, assisting full-time special gifted classes in every year level, meaning tile schools, full-time special classroom exclusive to special education. Special education services in which the regular classroom will help the part-time. Earlier, acceleration was mentioned. So, acceleration is identified as a placement of learners from a current level to a higher level. Generally, acceleration means focusing on teaching students lessons appropriate for their grade level and reteaching only the skills and lessons from earlier grades that are necessarily to understand the new content that can happen in class or before or after school. But when the learners are taught onto the topics that goes beyond their level without providing advanced placement, it is called enrichments, which means teachers are enriching for the child's learning capacity. It is important, just like any other learners, children with disabilities should be allowed to work at their own pace, accelerating in different levels while having opportunities enriching on topics interest them. Race with Westberg, Kolevich, and Purcell 1998 underscored 4 principles of teaching and principles of learning. Number 1, each of students is different. We have all differences, and just like any other learners, they have the strength and weaknesses. They have their own uniqueness. Number 2, learning is more meaningful when students enjoy what they do. Meaning, we should teach based on their interests and talents. By this, we can achieve a more comprehensive learning. Learning is more meaningful when students learn content and processes while solving a real problem, which means an effective learning needs students to have a comprehensive thinking with the contents and processes and apply what the learners learn in real life situations. Number 4, whereas some formal instructions is necessary for a major goal in promoting knowledge and thinking skills via the application of what the students have learned. They construct their own meaningfulness. The application and the critical thinking applied of students help them to construct and have their wonderful learning. Both acceleration and the enrichment strategies require grouping and talented learners. Three grouping options provided to hone the learner that will be discussed by the next reporter.